There are 3 powers that can be bestowed by God or Satan. The 3rd power is the ability to take over another person's body. Your friend is a psychic. She has the 2nd power, the gift of knowing the future. The 1st power is resurrection, immortality.
Hello and welcome to Too Old for This Shite. On this week's show we're going to be discussing The First Power, the 1990 serial killer supernatural movie starring Lou Diamond Phillips. See, you thought I was going to say Louis, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But Lou Diamond Phillips as a cigarette flicking serial killer hunter.
No, he's a detective.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's like great. He's
a great
just
lad
fantastic,
altogether.
Like,
yeah.
That Lou Diamond Phillips, great lad altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Lou Diamond Phillips hunting down a serial killer called the Pentagram Killer. It was meant to be, I think they were saying it was meant to be a mixture of, or they wanted it to be a mix of the French Connection and the Exorcist.
Huh.
Which it kind of is. They want to do a gritty movie. And I think it probably is successful with that for the first half, and then it gets a bit silly in the second
bit silly
half. Yeah, well, probably more than a bit silly.
Yeah.
With it. But it's good. It's like really, really, really good. It's one of these weird movies that, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to have kind of fallen into the cult kind of category. You don't see many people talking about it. It's not
at all
a big thing, and it is like, I mean, at the time it was, well, actually at the time I think it got like fairly bad reviews and it was like ill received, whereas looking at it now, it's, the pacing is a bit off in parts, but it's a really, really good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this wasn't your first time seeing it, but because your memory is so bad, a lot of times
it entirely
like
was the first time seeing it. Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Well, I suppose it opened up with the sort of like, oh, this is how the film is going to play it then. It was basically sort of their a police stakeout kind of a thing, and it kind of set the tone really, I suppose, as well. It's like, hey, you're making my night go faster by like watching your sweet ass, and it's kind of like,
yeah, there's a lot of things that have probably aged very poorly.
Yes, and I'm kind of like, oh my god, you shouldn't say that in the workplace, you'll get in trouble. Oh no.
Well, you shouldn't say it anywhere. Really.
Well, I suppose, yes, but it was among
but
colleagues.
The detectives are they're like
Yeah.
they're like men.
Yes, when men were men.
They're like 80s men. They're like sexist.
Exactly, and clearly back in the day when cigarettes cost absolutely fuck all, because all he seems to do is he takes it out
every
of the
time he
packet.
gets out of the car, he's like flicking away half a cigarette.
Yeah, but there's oftentimes he takes them out of the packet, he looks at it, he kind of puts it in his mouth and he's like, nah, I don't really want to actually light it, and instead of putting it back into the packet, he's like, I'll just throw it in the ground.
I'd imagine a large part of the budget for the movie went on
it's just
cigarettes.
on cigarettes. Yeah, absolutely, let's just mash packs of cigarettes into the ground.
But did you enjoy the movie?
I did, actually. I have to say it was a bit, tonally it was a bit all over the place, alright, because it was kind of like, it was like an episode of Psych, except from the other point of view.
Yeah.
Because they did have like a lady psych as well, who had this absolutely fucking smashing pad up in the mountains overlooking the whole of the city as well.
I don't know how you can make that much money as a psychic.
As a psychic, I know. She just basically had like, it was like the baddie's fucking house and Lethal Weapon.
I suppose maybe we should
give
give the full plot kind of with that, because you've just introduced character without actually saying anything about her other than all this psychic. So the whole thing is that they're hunting down this serial killer. They're not having any joy with him. He's after killing like say 18 or 19 people. I don't know.
These horrible ritualistic ways.
So psychic basically rings up Lou Diamond Phillips and says, hey, he's going to strike here next.
They've been plotting out all the murders on a map, and they're like, oh, I can't see any connection, and she says this, and suddenly he starts connecting the dots and is like, oh my god,
he's got that one. I forgot about that. He's got like about 50 maps printed out, and he just keeps scrunching them up every time. It's like, no, that's not it.
There's clearly a huge map budget as well.
But it's so anyway, they catch the killer. She's like, oh, don't kill him.
As in, don't give him the death penalty.
He gets the death penalty. He's quite happy about this, and this is where the first power comes in. But apparently, like, there's 3 powers, if I'm after doing my editing correctly, you will have heard about the three powers at the start of the show with like a nun who's like set up at the start would be this major character, and then just it stays in a room.
Pops up, yeah.
But basically, it's like God or the devil can give people three powers. The first power is like resurrection. Second power is psychic powers, and the third power is the ability to possess. So,
where is this established though in like theology?
It's not. It's just made up. Apparently, the guy, the director, there was some serial killer in the 70s when he was being killed. He was like, "Oh, you can just kill me. I'll just come back anyway."
Fair
Again,
enough.
as someone else.
There's a lot of people say that.
And I think that put it in his head. He was like, "Oh, what if he could?" So so this is the whole thing. So there's those three, and it was originally going to be called something different because I think they settled on the first power, even though like the killer has the three powers. So the thing is, he wanted to die, which they don't say why. Kind of like it all works into this ritual that he had devised after killing all these people. That he'll be able to jump around into different people's bodies, a little bit like the Exorcist tree, kill people and just keep coming back and coming back. But
Hey,
one
do
of the
you
rules
think
is,
it has any relation to a previous movie that we reviewed along the lines of Shocker?
yeah, that Shocker came out the same year. So this was going on a lot with it, and I think the Exorcist 3 came out the same year, but the Exorcist 3 is from the book Legion, which was, I think, maybe 70s. With it, but I'm not even sure if Legion is the same with the book. I never read it. But yeah, it seems to be a thing that like people were fascinated with serial killers, and like I thought that maybe he was based on Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, because with the pentagrams and stuff, but apparently not.
No, that's I was just wondering with the whole the three powers thing. I was like, was he kind of like, oh well, Jesus could resurrect himself, and Jesus could maybe like, oh, hey, the power of Jesus compels you.
Yeah,
you've taken Jesus into yourself.
Yeah,
but
Jesus
like
is well known for possessing children as well.
But no, it's like, you know, the body of Christ, and here you go, you're taking him into yourself, so kind of possession. And then the other one was what? Invulnerability.
Well, you see, Jesus was God.
Yeah, there you go. So and like it's the Trinity and all the rest. So I was just wondering, was he trying to build something out of that?
I don't say the guy who directed it, which I should know his name, but I'm terrible with remembering things. This is the last film he directed, and the only thing that he directed before this was
Love that. This is the last film he directed. He only directed one other thing.
Yeah, before
so this is the second.
It was a short movie.
Okay, so a short movie plus this and nothing ever again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert Resnikoff.
Okay.
And Tracy Griffith plays the psychic in it, and she's Melanie Griffith's half sister.
There we go.
Yeah.
Very good.
And she's actually quite annoying in it.
She kind of goes a bit hysterical halfway through, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I don't like saying that about women either as well, because like, oh, hysterical woman.
But it was like the setup with movies at the time. Like, I mean, the thing is, everyone in it is good. Jeff Cobber or whatever his name is, he plays like the serial killer Patrick Channing, and sure, of course, like there's the usual thing where they're trying to, when he's like hunting them down, possessing different people, that they're like do a bit of background into it. It turns out that like his grandfather was actually his father, because he was molesting his mother,
yeah,
and then she killed herself, or I can't remember, but it sets it up with the
evil
usual,
begets evil kind of a thing,
and like, oh, he was such a quiet boy,
yeah,
and he's like doing this, but like one of the big pluses to this, I think, is the action scenes. In it, like the action is pretty good. Like Lou Diamond Phillips, I think, is great. I really liked him. I think definitely around this time he was. I suppose it's unfair to say he was at his peak, but he was
riding high on the old.
the Young Guns and all.
I think he was still, as we pointed out, he was still wearing the same boots from that film as well.
Yeah, and he's just. I thought there was something incredibly likable about Lou Diamond Phillips as well. He used to do a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah.
He was quite famous for getting like badly hurt on sets doing stunts, and you can see some of the stuff, and like he literally fucking throws himself at people in this, and you're kind of go, yeah, you're gonna. And I don't know if you realise that there was a large part of it he was limping around, and that was because he tore his hamstring or something.
Ouch! I've done
poor
that.
Lou.
It's very sore.
Yes.
No, actually, it was my calf muscle. Sorry, not my hamstring.
Oh.
Yeah, little tidbit for anyone who gives a shit.
Were you hunting a serial killer at the time?
Maybe I was.
I don't think so.
No, I wasn't.
But yeah, he's like great in it. I think your woman is good in it. It's a good cast. They're all good. It's not well. Actually, the friend. Remember, he's friend the cop. He gets trampled by a horse and cart, with loads of people looking on, going, "Oh my god!" And then it's very naked going, and he's like, "Oh, go." Avenge me. And there's another Naked Gun bit that I remember at the start where he's like trying to, when they get the serial killer at first and he's hunting after him and he's shooting at him and he runs out of bullets and he throws his gun at him.
I know, it's just like, alright, bullets didn't work, I'll just fuck my gun at him.
But like, I know we were kind of jumping all over the place, but the start was very good. It was very kind of grounded, and then gets into the supernatural.
It was very like, it was your standard police procedure, like where there's the setup and you've got all these, like, it was a nice setup. You've got all these undercover cops. You've got like the guy posing as the homeless guy sleeping under the newspaper. You've got your guy sitting in the car with
woman
the blow
undercover
up doll.
cop. She gets abducted, and they're like, "Oh my god, where's that bitch?"
And she does, she ends up getting killed as well.
She gets
like,
killed when he comes back, because the thing, he gets executed and then he comes back. It's very much like Fallen as well, but Fallen is like way superior movie. It is. And it
starts out like a proper. It almost reminds me of, like, I don't want to say it, but I do kind of. It's The Wire at the start, where you have that kind of stakeout kind of thing going on, and they're like, oh, they've got the police chief come down, going, we can't waste any more
Manhunter or any of those from the 80s. Like I think it would have been Silence of the Lambs. Maybe it was 1990, was it? I seem to remember getting the book of Silence of the Lambs when maybe it was before 1990, because I remember reading the book would have been out a good bit before it anyway as well.
But was it the novelisation of the film, or was it?
No, it was the actual
right,
book. I remember getting it in the book centre, and I think it was before I was in secondary school. And I thought it was like the "I can smell your cunt" bit was like hilarious.
That would have been hilarious to a very small child, I would imagine.
A very small child. But it's thing with the action sequences in it, like when he does start possessing people and the supernatural element takes up. It's not scary. It's not like, I don't even know if a horror film. I think it's just like a supernatural action movie. When he does start possessing people, there's some mad shit. Like there's a bit where he and like, fair play to it. So I think we've talked about this in a lot of different episodes about stuff where it's like the stuntmen jumping off fucking roofs. Yeah,
Jesus Christ, there's a few bits alright, and that is actually it's done. It kind of, it walks the line between being hilarious and a little bit sort of like creepy as well, where Lou Diamond Phillips keeps on like hearing him talking to him, or like he's like, hey, appearing buddy. Up he's like, hey buddy, blah blah blah, whatever,
hey buddy boy.
And then he turns around and he sees him stand there, and your man just like jumps off the top of a multi-story car park and like fucks off, and he runs down. He's like, did you see a guy that just came falling down to the building? And everyone's like, you're fucking mental. There's no one.
I thought they were going to go with that. Like, I mean, I've seen The First Power a few times. I remember seeing it when it came out, because the trailer made it fucking look fantastic at the time. I remember looking at it and I was like, oh my god, I gotta look at like shit. Fucking my brain is going, sorry. Just with the stunts, that bit where he jumps off the roof, because that's like nearly a continuous shot
down like 6 stories,
fallen, and they hit the ground.
They just land on their feet
and run.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck it.
How they do that?
That's like really, really cool.
How they do that?
But as well, the other one, when he's chasing after him, when he's after possessed, I can't remember if it's after he kills his friend with the horse, or if it's when he possesses a priest and jumps out a window for no reason. He's running through the building, and he gets attacked by him with an axe, and then he rips a fan out of the ceiling and chases after him with the fan.
And the fan somehow keeps like spinning.
Even though it's not connected to the electricity. And Louis is shooting at him. And the bullets are bouncing off him. But it's a really cool scene. It's like something that I'm sure other people probably robbed it and use it in things. It's like something you see in the Terminator, maybe.
I run after people the whole time with the spinning fan.
Yes.
In my own
But
life.
it's very cool. It's very cool. Like, it could easily have been, I'm sure it was done in another horror movie or a sci-fi movie with like a fucking thing off a boat
propeller,
engine. Yeah. I'm sure like Jason must have done something with that at some stage. But it's really, really cool. It's really entertaining. But one of the things with all the action is it feels kind of, because like when it stops, there feels to be like a massive lull
Yeah.
in it, and the pacing just feels really off
Yeah, up and down, very up
with
and down.
it, because you have something like that, and then he's like throwing fags out, kind of like, so, talking to your woman, kind of going,
giving out to her, yeah.
let's go get. They just stop off and they go get a drink, and Bill Moseley is the bartender.
Yeah.
That's in it for like a split second, going, she's like, give me the real fucking whiskey. He pours her a drink, and she's like, that's watered down.
Yeah,
like,
give me the
dark.
bottle. I'll pour my own whiskey. And he just gives her the bottle that's the watered down whiskey, and she's like, yeah, that's better. And it's like, you're just getting more
and she's like drinking it, and they don't pay, and they
they
just
walk
parks up
back
on
out.
the street anyway
Yeah.
as well, like double yellow lines.
Cops.
Yeah. And so there's bits and pieces like that, or bits where they go back to his house and they're like, and like then when they
I think they're trying to do a bit of relationship building and character building, but it seems like, right, now we must do the talky bit or something. I don't know.
Let's do a bit of exposition and character building. Like when they're doing the investigation stuff and they go off and find the mother of your man, and they're doing it, that kind of feels like, this could be cool. They could discover something that'll help them defeat him, and it just helps him kind of wind him up near the end when he's talking to the serial killer. He goes like, I know your granddad was fucking your when he's like, right. And it's like, maybe don't like do an immortal.
Just like throw all his trauma back in his face.
It's just, but around that point it starts getting a little bit more, it leans into kind of 80s. It seems like a different film. There's like this weird rule in it where they say that he can only possess people that are junkies or like people that are weak-willed.
Yeah.
But he possesses a priest. He possesses numerous people. It just seems to be he can possess anyone, even though he's only meant to be able to.
Yeah, kind of find a gap in someone's psyche that he can squeeze in through, kind of a thing. But he's just able to jump in through.
There's this like cat lady or bag lady that they pass by, and that bit they use a lot. I think they use that in the trailer, the original trailers for, because that was done really, really well.
Yeah, she just suddenly floats up outside the window on
and starts
Matrix
spinning
style.
around in the air, and it's so different from the rest of it. And like,
really different tonally as well.
He's more Freddy Krueger
Yeah.
or Shocker kind of a thing, where it's like quips and stuff and like crashes in through the window. It's a great action scene. It's really fun, but
there is that's, I suppose, that was probably the main thing about it. There's so many tonal shifts, because even at the start when fucking your one, the psychic, was like ringing him up to warn him, that was real sort of like 80s saxophone trope, or like it was like red lipstick and you could only see her lips on the other end of the phone, and she's like, I'm just giving you a warning. Pouts seductively at the end of the phone, kind of a thing. And it's real, I don't know, Lethal Weapony or something like that. And then it just turned on its head to something else again, it just, they seem to be jumping around from genre to genre.
But even with it, like, she's introduced as like she's this psychic and she knows all about it, because she's like, you can't mess with him because he's got the first power. And then he's like, what is it? She's like, I don't know anything about this.
And then she gets startled when somebody arrives in her house unexpectedly as well. It's like,
you're not much of a psychic. And the thing, it's like, she's like, I do know someone who will know about it, and they go to the nun who you meet at the start of it,
and she's like, I'm not helping you, and they're like, okay, then.
She's alright, and they fuck off, and then they go back to her and go, please, and she's like, alright, and she does that whole bit about the first power is this, and she's like, the only way to stop someone with the first power, and it goes very fucking commando. She turns around and picks up a crucifix and then opens the crucifix to reveal a big knife, and she's like, you gotta do something.
You gotta have the second power.
But and then she gets possessed when she goes off to kill him.
Like, how is she a junkie? I don't think so.
I don't know, maybe she is.
Maybe she's a junkie for Jesus.
Yeah, she could be junkies for Jesus. Like in Heretic. But I think it's just, it goes a bit mental. Like the last part, it is good. Like the fight in the sewer is pretty
Fights
good.
in sewers are always great.
And then it ends. Apparently, there was hopes that they were going to turn it into a franchise.
Right.
And then it didn't perform as well as they hoped to at the box office. I'm sure there was probably up against something really good at the time,
or even something mediocre, maybe.
But it's, I don't know, like, see, you kind of forget at the time in the 90s, you're like, there's a lot of shit, and people are like, the horror movies aren't as good anymore. I think the issue was that we were spoiled for fucking choice.
Possibly, yeah.
With stuff. So we have movies like this that I think are pretty good by today's standards. But at the time, it was just like, oh no, that's not as good as like The Lost Boys or whatever.
Which was out in the 80s.
Yeah. But, you know, but
Yes,
it's only
I
a
know
few
what you
years
mean. Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
It's just that there would have been. I couldn't be bothered looking up. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot it. I have it written in my notes. I have acid in the sewers. That was the other thing when they were fighting in the sewers. They fell down to a level below the sewers.
As you do.
Where there was light coming in and there was like a big fucking acid tub that they blew up and it didn't set fire to them even though they were standing over it, but did set fire to the killer who was after turning the nun's body into his body and then they stabbed him.
That's how you kill serial killers. Yeah. It's always vats of acid. Look at Batman and the Joker.
But it was just, you know, just like I don't care about movies jumping the shark or going all over the place, but it was just a bit inconsistent.
In a movie full of inconsistencies.
Yeah. Even for a movie full of inconsistencies, it was very inconsistent.
Indeed.
But yeah, like you were saying, you did enjoy it.
I did enjoy it because like I've kind of come to the conclusion in my life that it's just like, just enjoy the ride. It doesn't have to have like specific meaning or sort of like, you know, a big moral at the end or something. It's just like, did you enjoy the last 2 hours? Nah, it's grand. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, fine. Passed reasonably agreeably.
That's it. It's not a Silence of the Lambs or a Seven, or a Zodiac. But I think it could be quite good, like 2-parter for Millennium or The X-Files.
Yeah, that's exactly what it kind of fits into, I suppose. It'd be like sort of a... Tonally, it probably would fit into The X-Files because The X-Files did actually slip very quickly between like very serious procedural and like
this
all
would have been around the
fucking
time when The
bananas.
X-Files started as well. That they were seeing, well, I suppose Silence of the Lambs kickstarted a lot of the interest in serial killers again. Whereas like there was always like Dirty Harry. The first Dirty Harry movie was like with the fucking did they just call him Zodiac in that? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I think they did, yeah. It was quite obviously based on the Zodiac killer, but you know, but it was like, I think in the 90s after Seven, there was just it was like fucking serial killer heaven.
Yeah, and it was like, let's see how vicious we can make him be and how gritty and how
and
like,
copying Seven. It was
exactly,
just really
and it was kind of like, let's rip off Trent Reznor's music and let's rip off the style of filming, and you know. And
then Morgan Freeman was like, I'm going to be in all of them. They're like, okay, you're going to be playing different characters in every single one of them. But yeah, there was like that crime, and now you have got like, I suppose maybe it's coming to an end now, but the fascination with true crime podcasts.
Oh God,
that was like the true crime. Then it was like the true crime shit on Netflix. Yeah.
The 3-parter documentary, the miniseries,
Yeah, and now I think people are starting to get to, there was like that Ed Gein one that they did. And like, I remember seeing a movie about Ed Gein fucking donkeys years ago and being like horrifically disappointed because it was like realistic. And it was like, well, he actually only killed one person. I think he only killed one person. He was basically robbing graves and doing shit with the flesh. But it's... like Texas Chainsaw is obviously a massive fucking
they borrowed hugely from,
and Psycho as well. It's like, from what I can remember, he wasn't like a fucking massive serial killer, but this new thing with Charlie Hunnam is meant to be in it. It's, what's his name, Ryan Murphy, that's done all the other ones, and he did the Damner one. People are just saying like, this is just it's like in real bad taste and it's just shit. So I think people might be getting to the point where they're like,
maybe move away from like focusing on fucking recent time serial killers as well, because that's the thing, I suppose. The families of the victims are still alive and they're just kind of like, this is not right.
And as well, a lot of times they try and portray them as nearly the victims themselves. Like the Dahmer one, it was nearly like, oh, poor Jeffrey, and it's like,
or they kind of try and portray him as sympathetic and stuff like that, and it's almost like what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like turning the actual killing of the victim into almost like a pornography or something like that. And like, no one wants to see like their beloved brother or something like that being fucking, oh, let's make this real stylistic on screen.
Well, wasn't it the neighbour, like the real life neighbour, who they had her character in the Downer thing,
Yeah.
she was like quite obviously annoyed by it because she was like, this didn't fucking happen, or it didn't happen like that, and they're portraying it because a lot of people do. They might have a little caption up saying like, "Oh, this is a work of fiction,"
yeah,
but
based
it's
on
still being portrayed as reality,
true
like
events or whatever. Yeah, it is, and everything. You know, you're seeing like your loved one's death sensationalized. That can't be.
no. And
You know,
look,
you're already traumatized.
Yeah.
You don't need to be re-traumatized.
I like serial
again.
killer things,
Yeah.
but maybe portray him as monster. I think Zodiac is very good. Well, like obviously they don't get into it because the Zodiac wasn't after being captured at the time, and it was about the people trying to find him. Even something like with fucking Silence of the Lambs, it's alright. They kind of turned Hannibal into an anti-hero, but the other killers in it were like monsters. That's what, because they're fucking monsters. Something like The Devil's Rejects, I give a free pass to because it's quite obviously fictional.
Yeah, that's it.
You know?
If you're going to do a thing that's going to be like proper gory, make sure it's fictional. Don't like base it on real people in recent times.
Yeah.
Again, give a pass to it if it's set in the 1700s or something like that, because likely you're not going to hurt anyone that's still
But
living.
if you do it like accurate
Yeah.
thing, grand. But like this whole thing with those things, they're kind of shit anyway. They're kind of soap opera-y kind of things, and they're full of inconsistencies, and like so. I don't know.
Yeah. Whereas this was great for carving pentagrams into people's flesh.
Yeah, but even the whole thing when they were like, oh, he was like a product of incest, and he probably had a hard life. It was still, he's a fucking cunt.
We're
still
no
going
need to be killing people.
Yeah, we're going to
over
have to kill him anyway. You know, the murder does not excuse.
Yeah.
Or the bad acts, kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, don't excuse, like, you know, all the murders.
Yeah.
With it. Not that it's a morality thing. I don't know how we even got into the morality.
You just started talking about true crime.
Yeah, true crime.
True
But yeah, the
crime.
true crime stuff is just.
Yes.
It went back to stuff like this. Now I think we mentioned Fallen. Fallen I think is a superior version to this with Denzel Washington. Of course, because Denzel Washington is in it, it's going to be pretty good anyway. But like it starts off with Elijah Cotes, just in a small part as a serial killer who's been executed, and it turns out he's like a demon possessing people as well. And it's probably one of my favourite twists in a movie that makes you look at it the second time around completely differently, fucking absolutely differently, where you're just like, oh my god, I just love that movie, and it's the whole time is on my side, yes you do, where you just have this like, I don't know, you don't not used to seeing demons portrayed like that, because it's not like an Exorcist like you silly boy thing. It's just like
Your mother cleans floors in hell.
yeah. It's nearly like a fucking beat poet in Fallen, and he's just like, hey, skibbity da boo, 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 I'm evil.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yes. And my abiding memory from this whole film, though, is just I am still just like, how did she earn enough money to have that lovely house? That's
Well,
what
when
I'm
the
focused
detectives
on.
break into her place, they even say that.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck is she doing to...
Yeah, she's got a fucking swimming pool, and she's got like absolutely panoramic views of the
She's
whole
got
city.
her own website before websites even
Existed, yes, exactly. I know, yeah. And she's got like her whole front of her house is just glass.
Yeah.
It's like
On the Hollywood Hills, I think.
yeah,
wasn't it?
well, whatever
Was it? I
fucking
think it
city
was
they're
in
based
LA,
on,
wasn't it? Yeah.
But it was basically like the villain's house from like Lethal Weapon. That's on, on the cliff, the one that's built on fucking stilts.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and I'm just like, what is she doing? Like,
Yeah,
to actually,
but when they open up the computer with her thing, it has like
Psych lived with his dad.
like fucking whatchamacallit, stocks and things. So she's obviously abusing her
suppose,
psychic
yeah, she's
powers,
probably
like
gambling,
investing in the stock market,
smart.
and I think there
she's
was like
putting
lotto
a-
stuff as
a
well.
Biff Tannen on it, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they had those like little environmental
yeah.
things there to say like this is what she's doing.
smart move.
She's like maybe not the most
On the open up.
yeah. With it, and as well, it's like, well, look, she is psychic. She's not like a loon, but she's
Well,
she's
if I was psychic, that would
powerful.
probably be the very first thing I'd fucking do as well. Is like, how do I make some money out of this?
yeah.
Very good, yes. Okay, my admiration for her just went up there.
It's funny, after I found out that she was Melanie Griffith's sister as well, it was just kind of like, oh, that's who she reminds me. Because remember we were looking at her and it was like, oh, look her up on IMDb.
Yeah,
in the middle
what
of the
was
thing.
she in? What
And
was
it's like,
she
she
in?
wasn't really in anything that we saw, and she wasn't in much afterwards. And I was like, oh, it's just because she looks like Melanie Griffith.
Family resemblance, yeah. There
yes.
you go.
But, yeah.
So
I think
that's your ramblings on that whole thing, I would imagine, coming to a conclusion.
yeah, it was good. Like, obviously, as we say the whole time, give it an owl whirl.
Coming
Check
up
it
for
out.
Spooky season.
Yeah, it's something that's well worth a watch. Something that we would highly recommend. So yeah, go watch it. What are you waiting for? Yeah. What are you waiting for, Laura?
You to shut up.
Oh, okay. But yeah, look, we'll be back next week. We're probably the last horror film that we'll be doing for a week, as it'll be coming up on Halloween. So we're gonna have to be giving some like deep thought into what it will be for Halloween.
Something super spooky.
Yeah. So yeah, look, until then, enjoy smoking cigarettes and flicking them at homeless possessed people.
Yeah, half smoked away.
So goodbye.